I recently saw an interview, I didn't listen very long, on one of the TV shows, on Fox News somewhere. Two black men, okay? One was a pastor, I don't know, the other one wasn't a pastor. They were talking about all this abuse, so-called abuse, to whatever degree. I don't deny that it occurs. Okay? I think it's been exaggerated. Abuse of the black people by the police forces in this country. You know? And the one man was an activist, and he was saying, yeah, the police, this all started with that NFL problem, you know, with the black players not wanting to, kneeling instead of standing for the flag. And he was saying, yeah, the police brutality, and we've got to stand up for our rights and all that. And then the black man who was a pastor was the voice of reason. And he was saying, that's not the way you do it. If a police officer, the other guy was saying, he says, I'm a rich, he said, I'm a rich black man. That's what he was, he didn't say I'm a rich black man, but he said, I'm rich, he said. And he said, most people would consider me very rich. And this is the complaint, I don't deny this is the complaint, that very frequently the cops see a black face and they pull you over. Very frequently the cops, sometimes black cops, see a black face and they profile you, they pull you over. And what do? They ask for your driver's license and your insurance. And then if there's nothing wrong, they say, you know, I mean, I don't deny that there are bad cops, but basically they let you go. So the guy, the activist, was saying, I'm insulted. This was his whole point. I'm successful in this country, I'm successful in business, I'm successful in this world, I'm a wealthy person, and I'm still pulled over because my face is black, and that's black brutality. That's black prejudice, police prejudice and all that. And the black pastor was saying, that's the wrong tactic, see? It's unfortunate that there are more black people in jail than white people. It's unfortunate, okay? If the policeman pulls you over, you submit to the authority, you show them your driver's license, you show them your insurance card, and they'll let you go. You know, it's just your pride. You know? But we've had the same thing in this country with Muslims, you know, that they're insulted that the police call them over. It's like, well, there was maybe a bombing down the street an hour ago, and you look like a Muslim and they pull you over. It's not, it is profiling. It's not a prejudice against Muslims. It's not a prejudice against a black man. It is profiling, but I mean, sometimes profiles help you to prevent a crime. What you have to, in other words, we all have to bear the price of the larger group that we're a part of. And if the unfortunate, and I wish it weren't true, if the unfortunate truth is not that the majority of, and I don't know what the percentage is, of men in jail are black, a disproportionate number of men in our jails are black. I would like to say, I've heard some terrible things about why that happens, but that's not today's message. But it is the reality. So the fact that you are a rich black man, they don't know that you're a rich black man, and you can still be a crook if you're a rich black man, you know. But rich black men, rich white men, rich green men, you know, they just do different kinds of crimes. They do white-collar crimes, you know. But we're talking about violent crimes. We're talking about robbing convenience stores and things like that. So if you're a rich person, you're not likely to be doing that. But the cop that pulled you over doesn't know that you're rich, you see. He knows that you're black, and that in this area, or in that area, there's a disproportionate number of the people robbing convenience stores are black. Maybe 9 out of 10 are black. You know? So he pulls you over. So you're embarrassed, and you're ashamed, and your pride is up. But the truth of the matter is that you are paying the price for your community. You are paying the price. You don't deserve that. And you shouldn't be treated like that. You shouldn't be pulled over. You didn't do anything. But the truth is that there's been a series of crimes in this area. And the description of the guy robbing the convenience store is that he's a black man. So the cop wanted to see who you are. And you're being angry about that and kneeling for the store spangle bang. That's not going to change that. You as a group, and we have black people in this ministry. I hope I'm not offending you, but if I am, I'm telling you the truth. Listen, whether this is because you're Muslim, because you're black, or because you're a woman, or however it fits, you know, if you are being if you are bearing the burden of a negative reputation of the whole group that you're a member of, then you have the opportunity to either make it worse or make it better. You cannot change it. Your rage is not going to change it. You need to prove them wrong. You have the opportunity to prove them wrong. See, you pulled me over because I'm black, okay? Here's my license, here's my insurance. Thank you, sir, okay? Yes, sir, what is it, sir? Show them that they're wrong. And that's what the black pastor was saying. You need to prove that you're wrong, that they're wrong about you. And the pastor was saying that, and this is true in this country, the black people that climb out of the ghettos don't really go back and help the people that are still in the ghettos. I wanted to say to that guy, which is probably a millionaire, multimillionaire, how many young people in any ghetto in this country have you given a scholarship to go to college? I don't think the answer, I think the answer would be zero. I don't know anything about any kind of black programs going with someone that's really made it will go back and get these kids out of the ghettos. I don't hear anything about it. They leave and then they run for their lives in most instances. So this is the truth, you know. Whether it's because you're black or you're Muslim or whatever the issue is, if you're a member of a group that's being prejudiced against, if you're a woman and you're rejected and you don't get the job because you're a woman or whatever, you have to behave appropriately as God says, you should behave in that situation. You have to be a part of the process that is going to change people's minds about you. And that is the truth. See?
So you were talking about, you know, just the prices that some people have to pay because a certain group of people are so-called targeted. And I had this discussion with my aunt one time who was a liberal, and we were sort of like into it, and she was just talking about profiling and how wrong it was. And I said, you know what? Every time that I go to the airport, I have to take my shoes off, I have to get patted down, I have to put myself through radioactive x-rays. I have to pay the price because some person did something wrong. That's just the world that we live in, you know. And she just like looked at me and just kind of just shut her mouth because that's just the world we live in. We just have to pay these prices because somebody decided to put a bomb in their shoe or whatever, you know. So anyway, just a thought I had.
Well, thank you for the witness. That we have to be in right order, even if the person approaching us has a wrong. And I don't think it's wrong of the police officer to do that. But let me say, if we're in a position that makes us uncomfortable, let me put it that way, the Lord requires us to behave properly, and that's when He will deliver us. If we don't respond properly to a communication that makes us uncomfortable or offends us, the Lord will not defend us. If we do not behave properly according to God's outline of how He expects us to behave, when someone offends us, the Lord will not defend us. If someone offends us, the Lord will not defend us if we react in an ungodly manner. And that's hard. That's a lesson that we're all challenged to learn. It doesn't matter what that person did to you, the Lord expects you to respond in a positive way. Well, I can't, Sheila. Well, okay, then you're on your own. The Lord is not in your anger. You know,